Choi Woo-sik and Jung So-min make an adorable pair at the "Would You Marry Me" press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, hello from the team behind the YouTube channel Yahoo Japan News. We'd like to send a warm greeting to all viewers and kindly ask for your support for our channel. If you enjoy behind-the-scenes glimpses, gentle celebrity chemistry, and the occasional exaggerated romantic metaphor, consider subscribing and sharing. We promise to bring more coverage like this straight to your feeds. On the morning of the 10th at SBS in Mokdong, Yangcheon Gu, Seoul, the cast of the new Friday-Saturday SBS drama, Would You Marry Me, gathered for a press conference that felt less like a dry industry briefing and more like a runway for two people who accidentally moonlight as a rom-com poster. The cast, Jung So-min, Choi Woo-sik, Seo Bum-joon, Shin Sul-ki, and Bae Na-ra, lined up to greet the cameras, but all eyes seemed to keep returning to the pair who looked like they'd been designed by a committee of romantic comedy producers. From the very first wide-angle shot, the pair struck a pose that read equal parts classic promotional poise and private joke. Choi Woo-sik, in a soft gray suit that somehow made him look as if he'd borrowed a cloud's tailoring, lifted a friendly wave. Jung So-min, elegant in a timeless black midi dress with a sheer neckline detail, mirrored the gesture with an almost conspiratorial calm. The symmetry of two hands raised in greeting, one hand broad and slightly calloused from action roles, the other delicate and ring-adorned, created a tableau that could have been captioned, "We practice being adorable so you don't have to." It was staged, sure, but in the best possible way. The kind of stage that secretly becomes real, because both actors clearly enjoy the moment. Move to the closer frames and the tempo changes. The wide smiles give way to private choreography. In the intimate photographs, they lean in like co-conspirators. Jung So-min's hand drifts to the back of Choi Woo-sik's neck in a gesture that's casual on the surface but intimate in context. Choi Woo-sik's arm encircles her waist with a protective, almost reverent firmness. It's the sort of stance that suggests a long history of shared scripts and matched cues, or at least many rehearsed moments that have aged into something warm and genuine. You can almost hear the off-camera laughter, the whispered cue, the tiny moment when an actor decides to let the character's tenderness leak into real life for a second. Their facial language deserves a paragraph of its own. Choi Woo-sik's expression in the close shot is halfway between amused and melted, a smile that folds at one corner, dimples conspiring with the camera to soften his features. Jung So-min's look is gentler still, a shy, satisfied smile that suggests she's both enjoying the attention and quietly directing it. Their eyes don't always lock on the camera. Sometimes they look toward each other, and in those stolen glances the press conference stops being about promotion and becomes a private rehearsal for a moment neither wants to entirely break. If public relations were measured in micro glances, these two would have set several new world records that day. Humor is never far away when describing a pairing this photogenic. At one point, watching Choi Woo-sik attempt a theatrical wave while Jung So-min maintained perfect composure felt like watching a rom-com gag play out in real time. He's the lovable, slightly awkward lead who is endearingly human. She's the graceful counterpart who steadies the scene. The combination reads like a recipe. 1 part warmth, 2 parts timing, a generous dash of mutual respect, and voila, chemistry that looks effortless, even though it was surely built through hard work on set. Speaking of chemistry, the press conference included a declaration you'll want to tuck into your notes. Woo-sik openly praised their chemistry, saying the two of them had such an easy reaction on set that he'd happily collaborate with Jung So-min again. That kind of professional compliment doubles as a romantic fan service promise. The duo not only look great together, they also enjoy each other's company enough to want repeats. It's the rare behind-the-scenes detail that fuels shipping threads and warms the hearts of viewers who like to believe life imitates art. The supporting cast, Seo Bum-joon, Shin Sul-ki, and Bae Na-ra, provided a structured backdrop that allowed the leads to shine. Their presence reminded attendees this is an ensemble story with many moving parts, yet every camera angle that really worked seemed to pivot back to the central emotional axis formed by Choi Woo-sik and Jung So-min. Whether they're sharing a friendly elbow bump or a staged laugh, the supporting actors helped scaffold a scene that felt like a living love letter to classic Korean drama. Dynamics. Would You Marry Me is a delightfully sweet, yet pulse-quickening 90-day fake marriage caper. Two strangers sign up for a contract of convenience with a very tangible prize, a luxurious newlywed home that promises the kind of cozy, Instagram-ready domesticity most rom-com protagonists only ever dream about. Over the next 90 days, the couple must perform all the little rituals of marriage, from awkward morning routines and staged family dinners to deliberately choreographed arguments that test whether chemistry can be manufactured on demand. What makes the premise sing is the collision of high stakes and low-key tenderness. Every staged disagreement is an opportunity for sincerity to peek through. Every planned photo op risks becoming a real memory, and the ticking clock injects genuine urgency into otherwise charmingly ridiculous situations. Expect misunderstandings that melt into confessions, ridiculous competitions judged by suspiciously strict efficients, and a parade of side characters whose meddling somehow deepens the lead's bond, rather than simply complicating their lives. The show premieres tonight, the 10th, and if the press conference is any indication, viewers are in for a weekend binge-worthy treat. Choi, Woo-sik and Jung So-min's effortless chemistry promises to make those 90 days feel like a heartfelt sprint, a brief, responsible reminder for viewers and readers. The video and photos included in our coverage show moments that we interpret to create a cohesive, romantic narrative for entertainment. Some elements of the footage are inference. A tiny hand on a neck, a shared look, a playful stretch of a smile, and while we read those signs with the affectionate optimism of a rom-com fan, they may not precisely reflect off-camera realities or deeper personal relationships. We prefer to celebrate craft and chemistry, rather than assert private truths. In closing, the press conference at SBS was a masterclass in how to look like a couple on screen without necessarily being one off screen, and that's a compliment to both the actors and the writers who shaped the material. Choi, Woo-sik and Jung So-min presented themselves as co-authors of a mood, warm, lightly mischievous, and utterly photogenic. If Would You Marry Me captures even a fraction of the tenderness and timing the two displayed on that stage, viewers are in for a treat. From all of us at Thank You for Reading, thank you for your support. And if you like this recap, please head over to our YouTube channel for the highlight reel and more behind the scenes commentary. Subscribe, hit the bell, and join us next time when we dissect tiny gestures and oversized heartbeats, strictly for journalistic devotion to romance. Of course.